G'day guys, I'm going to talk to you about the major assessment for Grade 9 Commerce called Slaying the Debt Dragon. It's the Tahlia case study. Now, you would have done some work already looking at the dangers of credit. That's the first lesson, talking about, well, afterpay isn't such a great idea. But this assessment activity, comprising about Tahlia case study, is what I wanted to explain to you and how to go about doing it with a minimum fuss. So you'll see that Tahlia hasn't been managing her expenses and income that well. She's got debts. She hasn't really got much to show. So you'll see a whole lot of information here that you need to put into a spreadsheet. So in activity 1, you've been asked to come up with a spreadsheet, and you've got to look at, okay, her receipts. A receipt is something when you receive money, so her income and any other money that comes in. So you say the type there, wages, the amount, and the payment might be a phone bill, credit card bill, whatever the case may be. So you've been asked to include all that information, and you can see there's a fair bit of information up here. So you have to read it carefully, and when you see something that relates to something like, okay, she's got income or she's got a payment to make. So here you can see she works 5 days a week and earns so and so much per fortnight. So that's obviously income. So you would then put that into here, right? So what I want you guys to do is to construct this into a spreadsheet. I'll show you how to do that in a second. Secondly, also in looking at her situation, you need to find out what her situation is financially. So what does she own? They are the assets. So it could be a car, it could be some cash, it could be some jewellery or whatever, okay? And a liabilities is things that she owes, things like a loan, whether it's to be a bank or to family members, or a credit card debt, and that's really what this is about. Okay, so you've got to list them down and see what her situation is, and you'll find that it's probably not that good. I want you guys to put this information in OneNote. Okay, so where I'd like you to put it is under Task Slaying the Debt Dragon. So all your responses down here, I want you to put them down here straight away. I don't want you to use Word to get you confused. So straight away, I want you to put all your information down there so I can see progress from a remote location. That's really important. So I'm going to show you how to construct a spreadsheet now. So obviously you go to Excel and you see here that I've set it up already. And what I've done here, I have just copy and pasted this in. Okay, so it's just a matter of going there, you copy it, okay, and then paste it in here. But the important thing is now is that you put in some functions. Okay, so if I'm going to put here later on income, and it was 1100, I think it was. Okay, you've got to keep track of the total receipts. So when you click in that box, I would expect you to make use the sum tool, similar over here. Okay, I don't want to sum that, but I want to sum all these bits here. Okay. Importantly, the excess of receipts over payments. So that at the end of the day, obviously you need to have more income coming in from this column than going out. So in there, I want you to have the net amount. So that's that amount there minus the total payments there. Okay. So say for example, I was paying a phone bill of $80 a week, which is $160 a fortnight. You can see how that works. To bring my excess down to 940, obviously there's lots of other things to be included there. Okay. Similarly, with assets and liabilities, if I've got a credit card debt of 3,250, if I remember rightly from this exercise. Right. I want to add up my total liabilities, and I might own a few things. I'm just making this up. I might own a car that's worth $4,000. Okay, again, what I want to do is to set that up so I can see what my total situation is. So in a practical sense, if that indeed was my situation, my net assets, and that's getting into some accounting now, but some people might be interested in doing this, my net assets is actually what I own. It's the difference between the assets and the liabilities. Okay, so if I sell my car and pay off my credit card, I'm going to left with 750. That's what that makes. So that could be something of interest to you. So there is a spreadsheet that I want you to use to set yourself up before question 1. Now, coming back to what I asked you to do there, I've just basically helped you to create a spreadsheet there. Number 1, I've done the assets and liabilities for you too, and then you have to make some observations. Now, what I'd like you to do is to then copy the spreadsheet into your assignment here, and any questions that you answer, for example, this question, what are your observations? You would then write it into OneNote. Okay, and there's a few other questions there. Recommend some strategies and so on and so forth. So based on what you've learned already, you'll be able to hopefully make some sensible recommendations. So that's question or activity 1. Now in activity 2, it's where Tahlia sees some sense. She goes home, she reorganises herself, and the thing is that she's got a new way of spending money. So you need to input this data into a spreadsheet. So copy this, the whole thing. Okay, just copy it. You see what I'm doing here. This is, you can call that activity 2. Paste it in there. Okay, I'm just making it a bit wider so it looks a bit better. Put the information into there like that, and once you've finished it, then you can copy this spreadsheet when it's finished and back into activity 2 and keep going down that way. Okay, so once you've done that, it then tells you how much excess you've got left over. That's the aim of that. But in question 2, I'm asking you to get online to this online calculator. Right? So there's 3 calculations I'd like you to make using this online calculator. One is that what was Tahlia's situation before she moved back home? So I want you to use your online calculator. So when you click on that, you get to here. So then you put in the data, 3,250 I think it was. The interest rate, I can't remember what that was. The annual fee was $29, so you put that in. I think the interest rate is 14%, but you'll have to adjust that. The minimum payment allowed, I think it was about that. But the amount that she was actually paying, or paying there, was $50. But you can see here that it's going to take 41 years to pay that off, and look how much interest. This is with minimum amount. This is a minimum payment amount. Beg your pardon. So if she puts in $50, right, it's going to take a bit less than that. So, but you can see here that her situation is absolutely awful, and what you have to then do is to put in the new situations that have been asked in question 3 and 4. Okay, 3 and 4, and each time you finish something here, when you've got the right information there, I want you to take a screenshot and shove it into your answer as well. Okay, so I can see what you've done, rather than just giving me one line answer. Obviously you need to describe the answer, but also the evidence will be the screenshot, so I can see what you've done. And indeed, if you've done a mistake, I can see it, what assumptions you put in there. Okay. There's one last question. How long will it take to repay the loans to parents and grandmother? And for that, you need to look at initial debt that she had, which you would have summarised in here, and that information is up here somewhere. Okay, and then assuming that her grandmother doesn't charge you interest rate like the bank would, you better work out how long it takes under her new arrangement here, repayment to the parents and the grandmother. You can see that there, how long it would take. And if she's got any excess left over, you could even suggest a quicker way of achieving that. Well, hopefully that's been a guide for you. This will be assessed. It needs to be in OneNote without fail.